Hello, everyone. I'm truly excited on the new episode of the SDJ podcast. I've got a very inspiring lady with me. She's really making a big name on the global stage. She is the founder and the CEO of Maison Bose, which is an international brand consultancy agency. And she's taken a lot of Indian designers to the global stage. They also, in fact, I read somewhere they also call her the fairy godmother, mother of fashion brands. So, it's truly amazing to have her with me on this candid chat. And we're going to share insights on her amazing journey. So, thank you, Hema, for taking out the time to do this chat with me. So, I want to straight away get down to it. My song both sounds timeless. How did this come about? And, a little bit brief on the work you do.
Okay, hello everyone, and thank you, Siddhant, for having me here. It's been an honor to be part of your amazing podcast. So, thank you so much. And to get to your point, Maison was always meant to feel timeless, and it was kind of more intentional. It was meant to feel more like home. Maison, in French, if you translate, it means home, like, a home that carries so much emotion, warmth, belonging, comfort, and a freedom, of course. And I wanted to make this as part of one big thing. So anything I do from this point onwards would always be part of the home. So that would become chambre. Every room would have its different thing. So that's how it kind of came all in one place. So it will be full of stories and creativity, and it's a platform that Maison would represent. So I wanted it to be more than me. That's why it's not my name. It's called House of Bose.
Right. And if I want to ask you, what does luxury mean to you personally, beyond the price tags?
Luxury has nothing to do with price tag. I just feel like as I'm getting older, I'm starting to understand and appreciate time more. So for me, I think luxury is supposed to be timeless. It is time. It's the ability to spend time with the people that matters the most. It's the freedom to take time when we feel we need to recharge ourselves to be able to come back to life and
Right.
not just be part of everyday grind. To
Right.
me, luxury is actually time.
Okay. And how do you, create exclusivity, without making it like, the brand very distant?
So exclusivity to me is not, like about making it distance. It's including, but it's also curating and making it feel special. It's about the experience. True luxury doesn't always have to be intimidated, in today's day. However, it's well thought out, it's selective, it's deeply curated, but never unapproachable. It's not something I wanted it to be. It's very much approachable, very much in quality, kind of quality inclined, I would say.
Okay. And was there a particular design or a business decision that, defined the Maison Bose identity?
I mean, I don't think there's like a separate thing that kind of uh, I can't separate this. I
Right.
think it's always about creating a place where this space for legacy, and it's like, to keep the legacy going and add innovation to the legacy, and it's kind of building something that's timeless.
Okay. And according to you, do Indian luxury consumers buy differently from the global audience? What is your
Yes,
take on that?
absolutely. I think Indian luxury consumers do buy differently compared to global audience, but this is because the market itself is evolving in a very exciting pace. India is relatively kind of quite newer to the structure, to the
Mhm.
luxury system. Over
Right.
the past few years, I feel we are growing significantly. And I'm aware, I think there's a shift that's been happening here, the awareness, the exposure, and the appetite. I think now people outside are also considering us as a global
Yeah.
power growth market.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think today Indian consumers are more curious. They're traveling more, so
Yeah.
we know things a bit better. Before it was only for certain type of people, very few number of people. I think luxury is becoming more accessible. It's becoming more a lifestyle. So I
Right.
think it's increasing. I think people are becoming, as we are traveling more, we are becoming more aware of different things that we haven't had the experience. So I think we are all curious.
Right.
That's what I would see, and I think the space is evolving. We are all elevating in this landscape, and I think it's only the starting point from here on. But I feel like we always grew up in a country where luxury meant different. We are like, this is something we got it from our grandparents, right? Like whether it's custom made suits or whether it's like a jewelry with
Yeah,
rubies or 18 karat gold, 22 karat gold. We appreciated those things. I think the definition of luxury
right.
from India, what it truly meant was about craftsmanship, quality,
Yeah,
not just like a handbag.
right. For anybody, this starting a new business is not easy. There are a lot of challenges, a lot of hurdles. Was there amount? I'm sure there might be a lot of doubts in your mind also. When you wanted to start off with this agency. So what were those early challenges? You want to talk about a little bit through where you it really pushed you to the limit, but you still did not give up, and you made sure I'm going to go ahead with this.
I just feel like, any kind of business is risky. As
Right,
long as you have a vision, you believe in yourself,
right,
and have the grit to stay strong during difficult time, I think that's what it is. And not getting stuck. Like I have a very simple mantra in life.
mm,
Nothing gets too much. Like no success, if something good happens, I'm grateful. If something bad happens, I learn from it and move on to the next.
right.
you know I take the lesson very seriously,
Okay.
but I'm not ever stuck in one place.
Okay.
So I think at risk, of course, there would be time when you'd question yourself, because it's all about evolving, strategizing, re-strategizing. I think the most important thing I have learned is patience.
Right.
Patience is something definitely I have learned. Also, like, I have learned this from my dad, my uncle, my grandparents. I think nobody talks. And I think when you start a business, there's a lot of people involved in it. It's
Right.
also becomes responsibility to nurture everybody.
Correct.
I mean, you have to have that belief that no matter what, it will always work out.
I couldn't agree more with you. It's all about, I think, teamwork also. No, any journey you are with, it has to be like a teamwork, and that's how you grow. So I couldn't agree more also on that point. Also, I want to know, do you think, luxury today, it's all about storytelling than a product?
Yes, but it always goes down to product. Once the product is hero, there's nothing you can like. No matter, yes, storytelling supports a great product,
Right.
but product is the key. The finish of the product, the creativity, the innovation, the heritage, the craftsmanship, it is very, very important. You cannot say that the storytelling is everything. The When we wear something beautiful, right? There's an emotion that is attached there. There's a feeling, there's an emotion, there's a desire of having something.
Right.
The experience of it all is very different. So it definitely goes back down to the product. Yes, a great storytelling backs up a great product.
Lovely. Also, I want to know, probably if I see 5 or 10 years down the line, with Maison Bose, what is it that you're looking at? Are you looking at boutique luxury or global house? What is your vision forward?
I would love the place to be a place for heritage and innovation. I always loved craftsmanship, the heritage, the archive, and how do you keep up with time? How do you keep evolving? I definitely see it as a global powerhouse, but again, very curated, very intentional, very refined, and well thought out.
Okay. And as a founder, what is more harder? Is it harder to manage a team or the brand? And what are the kind of leadership qualities, that you actually instill, which is automatically a vibe also with your team?
I feel it's about like knowing for the work we do,
Right.
not who we are as an individual. Luxury is always quiet, it's about strategic, intentional movement, but yet making sure that we're doing things correctly. Not like the volume, it's the right quality. And I think it's nurturing for me, like the quality that's the most important within any leadership role is like nurturing your team. We are as good as our team. I
Right.
would not do this if I didn't have the support of the
Yeah.
people, my team. I think encouraging them, inspiring them to see the world different, to learn things differently. I always feel like we got to be doing things that's not been done before or do things a bit differently. So
Right.
I would definitely say as a leader, that's the most important thing, and we all are equally responsible for making something happen.
Right.
And yeah.
Okay. And what is that one legacy, do you want Maison Bose to leave behind,
Yes, I feel this is a house. So the people that are in the house, as much as it's my house, it's their house too. We
Right.
have some people that's been working with me from day one. I
Mhm.
see, like, them to be part of the team in a longer term, and it
Yeah.
should go on without me. Tomorrow, if I had to do something else,
Right.
this would always be the backbone. That would always be the support to my next endeavor.
Right. Also, I'm sure you've been a part of so many customers, the like you worked with so many people and your client base is so big. So I just want to know, is there like a particular memory of a particular client you'd like to share an experience with, which has really touched your heart personally, So
Like to say I'm very, very blessed. I work with the best people.
yeah,
I must have done something right.
yeah,
Um, I mean, Jean-Louis Sabaju is somebody I started working before I even formed Maison. I started working with Gaurav and then formed Maison.
right,
And just sometime believing when people who have been doing their business for 20, 25 years believe in you, never asked a question why.
yeah,
It was how high. If I said jump,
right,
so that trust, it's also like they could see that I'm able to do things that I couldn't see myself at that point,
right,
and always encouraging, always like believing in me. I think that was very important. Always encouraging and always understanding and agree to the process that I kind of, usually suggest. It's working with my best friend and it's the shared vision,
right,
um, what matters, and I work with, like, extremely talented, kind, nice human being. It's actually like an amazing teamwork.
great,
Yeah. But Gaurav, it's Anamika, Jean-Louis. Now I started to work with high jewelry. It's all, everyone is very wonderful in their own way. And then everybody have building over the period of time. They're very understanding and we all shared the same values. So I feel like even though I'm a bit younger, I still feel like equal to them.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah,
and also, the kind of talent we have, the Indian designers have so much talent and creativity. It's so nice to see the kind of work and craftsmanship also which they bring to the table. So,
I think beautiful part about, the people I work with, yes, they're so talented, yet the hunger is still
yeah,
there. The fire is still
passion.
there
Yeah,
to improve, to build a global powerhouse,
right,
like, because I
right,
think for a long time we have trained ourselves to get to
right,
this point. And I
right,
think even like we don't see it as like an individual brand or competing. We want everybody to be also part of this whole journey, right? What
right,
we started, like a lot of people were not doing this, but I think like this has also made the journey for the rest of the brand and other
right,
people from a bit easier,
right,
all together are more powerful.
right. Also, I want to know, there are a lot of young women, young entrepreneurs who'd like to start their journey, and they probably don't know, what it takes, to start a brand, So what are the kind of attributes you think, one must have to become a young and a successful entrepreneur?
The definition of success is very different. I would say if you have your passion, like,
Yeah,
there will be time when things are not going to go right. You have
right,
to have the vision and the grit. Of course, there will be time when you'll have to alter your vision. I think it's very important to be flexible. You
right,
cannot just be rigid and grow. This is what I have learned in my career. You have to do multiple things and everything actually makes sense, like whether, like, perfect example, I did major in women's wear design. I
right,
worked for, like, most of the time in design
right,
related thing, design product related thing, and then I went and did MBA in global business expansion. So
right,
I think that has also helped me making Maison, where it is now, and also understanding. So, no experience is small. I think it's about starting something, learning, working with other people, making the mistake. I think starting is the key. You'll never be ready. Once you start, you'll figure it out in your way. You will make mistake, but it's fine. You can't just, want to swim and not get wet.
right. I couldn't agree more with you. In fact, all the viewers watching us today would be truly inspired, the kind of message you've given them. Because as also I believe, failure is not the end of the world. It's just the beginning. Unless you do not fail, you don't know what success would taste like also. So, I've in my own career, I've made so many wrong decisions, but then again, I have that willpower not to give up, because if you give up, it's your one life. You'll not, you'll feel probably you'll regret it later that why didn't, if I wanted to try something, why didn't I do it? So, you can take risks, but take calculated risks. Do your good work, homework, survey, and if you think your inner gut is telling you to do something, then do it. But take calculated, right? Just don't go out of the one day and just want to blow your entire money up. So I think it's very important to know what you're getting into and have that same passion and hunger with a good due diligence of what you're getting into. So I think that's important.
Sustainability is the key. Like
Right.
one needs to.
Right. So now that comes to a fun segment. This is the fun rapid fire round. This is to know you more personally. So it's
Okay.
going to be these quick answers from your side, Hema. So,
Okay.
so my first one would be luxury is
Time,
okay. Craftsmanship or scale,
craftsmanship,
heritage or innovation.
both.
One city which inspires you aesthetically.
Oh, now that's a difficult one. Paris, I would say.
Okay. One word which defines Maison Bose.
Timeless.
Okay. Um, one of your favorite designers that you've really enjoyed working with.
Alexander McQueen.
Okay. When you're having a stressed day, you want to hear music. So what is your favorite genre of music that really makes you de-stress or unwind?
Uh, Pop, jazz.
Okay. What is your current
Music
favorite read?
plays a very huge role in my life and in my career. It's like I absolutely love live concerts. Music plays a huge role.
Yeah, but I couldn't agree more because there's a thing called the music therapy, which a lot of people who are really stressed, they get into the entire, even when I go to work, I put the instrument sounds of waves or nature or something just to calm my nerves down when I'm stressed. So, I
Mhm.
think this is one of the best therapy and, nothing like music in the world. So, yeah. And my next one would be one motto that you stand by.
Don't get stuck in one place. Just keep
Okay.
moving.
If you were given one superhero power, in the entire world, what would you use it on and why?
Oh, I would make sure everyone have equal amount of wealth.
Okay, that's a very kind one. Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah. What is that one dish you think you cook really well, but you're not very confident about, but you think you cook really well?
pasta, pasta with
Okay.
white wine.
Okay.
Good
And
food.
what is according to you, what is that one big difference between the millennials and Gen Zs of today?
Oh, Gen Z's. I would like to say though, like I work with both,
Yeah.
and sometimes it's just the Gen Z's. It's just the work ethics, but they're actually very smart. I must
Yeah.
say that.
Right.
Hmm.
But I
It's
think
just like work ethics is the consistency is a bit different compared to the millennials. Yeah.
yeah, but I think they could have had a little more patience. I think in my time, in our time, we were very patient with what we do, and we were like at that time, we had to do what our parents used to tell us. But I think
Yeah.
today's time and the generation today are more like friends. I think the
Yeah.
children and the parents are more like friends when they come together and they chat and they voice out opinions. So I think, generation to generation, I'm a father of two daughters, so I can really relate, what is exactly going on. And there's so many things which probably I could never think of doing in my time, which I see my daughters do. So everything is evolving so fast in this world, and it's amazing to see. So I think that they could have a little more patience to us.
Yeah, I also feel the world has become a bit more open place. Like there was a filter generations. Now
Yeah,
everything is, which is actually good in a way because then the parents would know what the kids are up to, and you
right,
don't have to.
right. Also, this is a very relevant question which I wanted to ask you. What is your take on AI, right now? It's actually changing the entire world scenario. in terms
I
of,
feel I feel we human are the one who innovated it, right? So
right,
it came out human. It's never going to replace smart human. It's definitely going to probably replace lazy people. But once you're smart and you're constantly evolving and doing research, because AI would also require your brain to make sure,
yeah,
you're taking the right decision,
right,
because AI is not going to filter it for you.
yeah,
You have to filter it for you, for the time, the circumstances, and for the outcome that you're expecting. It's not like one rule applies to all.
right. But
I would always
yeah,
say it definitely make us more productive. It's going to help us with a lot of things, and it would help us, dealing with delays in things, and having more resources, have more information. But I think using it correctly is what that would matter.
yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, but still at the same time, there are a lot of people who are worried about their jobs. It can get a little bit risky in terms of job employment as well with AI coming in. So I feel that that also is a downside,
I
but
feel like you can't be comfortable. You have to be constantly evolving, and you
evolving.
have consistent. You
Right.
Once you're constantly evolving, you're upping your game, and you're aware of what's going on, what the market requires, or what the job skill requires. I
Yeah,
don't think you would have to worry, because end of the day, a human touch is a human touch,
right.
right? And AI is
Yeah.
not going to like do what a nurse would do when you're sick
Mm.
at the hospital. So I
Correct.
would always pick human over science. Science will make humans' life easier, but
Right.
science is not going to replace human and emotions.
Right. I couldn't agree more with you because I'm also a little old school at heart. So, obviously I want to also evolve with time and you need to move with time. But I couldn't agree more with you. I think because everything cannot replace human. Human heart is something totally different, filled with so much emotion. So I couldn't agree more. I want to know one more thing. My last question to you for the episode would be today, if a younger Hema Bose was sitting across the table, what is the one thing you'd like to whisper to
uh,
her?
don't give up. Don't give up. Stay delusional and keep dreaming, because if you can think, you can make it all possible.
Right.
I feel like it's a gold mine. I feel it's land of Tagore. It's literally a gold mine. It's
Yeah,
just
but it's
that.
really one thing is really sad because Calcutta was where in our forefathers or my great grandfather time where all the businesses were. But all the other cities like Bombay, Delhi, everything's taken over and Calcutta is still where they're staying. So it's
you
not
know
some
it's about becoming very comfortable.
yeah,
Cal is like, it makes you feel very comfortable. That
yeah,
that lack of ambition. It's not a hustle culture.
yeah,
Everybody is like comfortable. Either your great grandfather, your grandfather have done something, or your dad has done something. So that hunger lacks, I feel.
yeah,
But
yeah, the
I
hunger and the yeah, 100%.
I
Yeah,
feel like now people are leaving home for a better opportunity. What
yeah,
do you expect a young person to say? Where do you want them to go and even see something?
yeah,
Quest Mall is the only place,
yeah,
or they can't even learn things. When they go to Bombay, they
right.
can mingle. Publications are there. If you see how many people are reading T2, when I
Yeah,
was a teenager, run on a Sunday to kind of, get to read about something exciting. Calcutta people, Bengali people love, eating food and going
yeah,
out. Food is
yeah,
like love. Like that's a love language for
yeah,
Bengalis.
yeah,
But I think Bengalis are also equally these days, so close with Marwaris, and the culture had blended in so well.
yeah.
Um, it blended in very beautifully. And I just
Yeah.
feel like people out there, I just feel they need something,
Mm.
that would kind of encourage them to grow a bit more. Like it's
Yeah.
only Sabtachi, it's only an Amaka Khanna, but what else is there? Like what more?
Yeah, so they are opening some couple of new brands have opened, like Purnia's opened in Cal, and then Azza is a
Yep.
friend of mine. So
Calcutta Calcutta's spending mindset is very different. They would
yeah,
still
that's the
go
problem.
there.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would still be their family jeweler. It's still not a show off culture yet. They would
No, so that's
still
what I'm trying
go.
to say. Like they're happy to spend it on a party and food and things like that, but they will not spend on accessories or a fashion label. It's different. I
You
couldn't
know,
agree more.
I feel they would spend money, but they would spend money on something they feel has a value. Like
Yeah,
they would buy jewelry.
yeah.
They would spend a lot of money in jewelry because it's an
It's
asset.
an
It's not,
asset. Yeah,
it gets
yeah,
old. you bring
Yeah.
something new. It's not one of those situations.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
your size changes, but then Calcutta is also not a place where, people really care much about who's wearing which brand.
Yeah, true, true that. Yeah. It's not like a show-off culture like it is in Delhi and
Very important. The show off is how educated you are.
yeah, correct. Couldn't agree
You know,
more.
what you do. The culture is still very much that
Yeah.
over, like, I think an educated person have more respect than somebody who's a beautiful girl
Right.
carrying a Chanel or a
Right.
Birkin.
No, and still people, whoever comes from Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, name, they saying in India, the warmest people are from Calcutta. They'll go out of the way to help you today. They'll want,
True,
if you need
true.
something. So that's something which is more like a close-knit family. And that is something in Calcutta, probably the heritage and the culture of Calcutta has, really taught people to come together at tough times. And, that something has been always there. So anyone who I talk to, they said this is one thing, because in Bombay, in Delhi, everyone's so busy with their lives. No one has time for anyone. Everyone is such a fast-paced life. So, still, but in Calcutta, people still try to make that time for you,
Oh,
and yeah, so that is something which is very nice.
I have the connection to make it happen, but you should be able to have the
Yeah,
talent.
yeah,
Great, because missing out season is not nice.
right,
you know so you need to be at the right store, like doing the right thing, the right audience, your product need to speak. You can't make, like, now the global audience is also curious to know more
right,
about Indian culture, right?
yeah,
But you expect like a white person going to Oscar wearing a sari.
yeah,
That just doesn't make sense.
right, right, yeah,
That's not the place for it.
right, yes,
And that doesn't make them look bad, or that doesn't make us look bad either. Do you know what I mean? I
mhm,
just feel there's the right place for everything.
yeah, correct. I couldn't
Right place,
agree more. Yeah, I couldn't
moment,
agree
sorry.
more. And I'm something couldn't agree more. I'm sure there's a right time for everything. When your time is right, you will definitely be there.
You make something amazing, but I just think sometimes the struggle is like when things are too traditional,
Yeah,
people in the West understand that.
right. Yeah,
Right. So it's the same way, then you have to cater to it, to what they are asking.
yeah,
You keep your aesthetic, but you have to evolve with what the global audience is asking you to do.
right.
So it's all about, starts with like a mood board, me doing a collection with the designer, editing the collection. So you'd see, if you see a brand doing better than another, because the creative director is listening more.
Right. So basically, you get with the inception of the designer from the beginning itself.
Absolutely.
Understood.
It's like I would go through their archive, but if I
Understood.
don't have access to their archive, then it's difficult. So
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole is a heritage house to stay that,
yeah.
take things out of the archive and create something new with
Yeah.
time that the
Yeah.
global audience would accept.
Right. Got it. Okay.
And from there, you kind of like do an amazing, campaign, shoots, and then you work with the biggest people. So these celebrities are like literally 10% of the actual work.
Right.
We
Okay.
create moment. It's not somebody going to a restaurant wearing a couture,
Right.
because couture and ready to wear, it's a huge difference.
Right.
The
Right.
market, the audience understanding, and we work globally,
Right.
which means we work with China, Korea, Japan. We work with, like, even within America, there's so many places, like the mindset, the shopping pattern is different in Singapore. And then we are working on like huge collaborations,
Right.
like real global collaborations. And then like a shoe design, it has to fit right.
Right.
It's not looking at how much food another person have. Oh, this person is doing it, let me do that. No, the idea is you're you, I'm me, and we both are unique in our own way, and that should be the story.
Got it.
Not copying. I
Yeah.
feel like people often look at another people, oh, this is working for them, that's not. Maybe they're doing something you're not willing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You cannot hold on to your same thing and expect to evolve, because you
Right.
have to take the risk. You
Right.
have to be uncomfortable,
Yeah.
take the risk, and that's how you grow. And then you have to be staying consistent. You
Mhm.
can't just do 1 second and not do things.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't know you're good at something, right,
Yeah. Yeah.
until you start doing something.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What you're saying is completely making sense because consistency is also very important. You just can't, as you said,
Who are
you
you trying to tell? Like, if you're going, okay, what is it you're doing? Somebody wearing your brand, where are you selling?
yeah,
Okay, somebody wearing your brand, what
yeah,
is happening? that.
Yeah.
You know, we don't pay like crores and crores for an endorsement. But what we do, I'm positioning the brand so then we can be next to Valentino and Chanel. Growing up, we can't say that we had the House of Dior, right?
Yeah.
We didn't have like Burberry, we didn't have Dior, we didn't have Armani, we didn't have any of those. But I feel like the next generation should have that.
Should have that. Yeah.
And I think that's why keeping a legacy house and keeping them evolving is very important. So the
Yeah.
Gen Zs and like, every generation would also have something they could relate to with their time as much as their mom or their grandmom were able to connect with the brand emotionally. That's why the storytelling is important, but the product is important. But then that's why you see a lot of brands gets diluted. They
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Longa, now nobody's talking about it.
Right.
Like, Roberto Cavalli, once upon a time, was up there. Like, it's not there. Harvey Leisure was there, but not there anymore. So
Yeah.
I think, whereas if you see Armani, it became a lifestyle. You have
Right.
to expand it. A luxury is a lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
Today, you could be going to an Armani polo club. You could be today going and play paddle with your Armani kit, so that becomes your lifestyle. You
Yeah.
may not work in fashion, you may just love the finish of it, the emotion. It goes down to the product that's drawing you.
I couldn't see, even also, I would want to add something to it. It's very important to even win trust, the way you won trust of these designers, because, trust is not built in a single day. And the kind of work y'all
I
do,
feel it's very important I'm able to do a good job specifically with Gaurav
yeah,
because I'm only one person that works worldwide with
yeah,
him.
right. So
So
you have
there's a
the,
single voice.
yeah.
There's a single voice that's there. There's one person in a driving seat.
No, and also then automatically it gets more emotionally connect, and then you'll trust each other. The bond gets stronger. So it's always nice that you have a one point of contact, I think, when you deal with things. So it's always better. So there's no confusion. Yeah.
So it's like from me, we then be like, okay, if we need to hire a PR agency to do
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
then I would be like, okay, this is the person. And then the
Yeah.
brand would be like, you deal with them. They report it to you. They don't report it to me.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not like five people talking.
Yeah, because the
Like
designer eventually wants to just concentrate on the creation, what he does.
creation business, it needs to
Business.
be clearly
Yeah.
doing like,
Right.
okay, you use a better quality velvet. Your
Yeah.
corseting needs to be better because you are in competition with these big houses.
Right. Right.
You
In
may not
agreement.
know. You have to have the urge to know and
Right.
consistently evolve. Like, you can't say, I use the best and that's it.
Yeah.
Then,
Yeah.
there's no room to it.
I could like, you've been such an inspiration, and I just want to wish you all the very best with all the amazing things you're doing. I hope you keep evolving. I hope you keep putting Indians on the global stage the way you're already doing, and hope to see you on the other side really soon. And it's nice to know that you're from Calcutta too. So whenever you're down in Calcutta, you know where you need to find me, and we're gonna catch up.
Absolutely. I'm a girl from Calcutta first. I hope to see Calcutta, not only just India, Calcutta to also become a place where no one have to ever leave Calcutta for better opportunities. I want to see the whole world coming to Calcutta.
That's something even I would really want. I'm thinking, and there are things happening. The F&B space, especially every week, there's a new restaurant or something opening in Calcutta. But slowly, slowly, it is evolving.
Love
So
50s Calcutta back.
yeah, so yeah. So look forward to seeing you soon, and thank you once again for taking out the time to do this episode with me, Hema. It was truly
Of-
a pleasure,
of-
and I'll see you on
Thank
the
you
other
so
side
much.
very soon.
Thank you for taking your time as well. I'm really
Thank you.
honored. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Wonderful chatting with you.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.